That night I was actually meeting my brothers. Since it was Thanksgiving time, all my brothers were in town, and I kind of, lean on them for support for a lot of things. So I asked them, this is the challenge I've been given. Do you have any suggestions? And they mentioned that, in the Bible, the parable, there was one guy who did absolutely nothing, and I might have to be that example. But I started praying, and the one thing that came to mind was I met a physical therapist this summer who was from a small African country called Malawi. I got a call from a doctor that refers to me saying, hey, this is a wild thing, but my sister-in-law is a physical therapist in New York City, and she does some mission trips in Africa, and she came across this name of this physical therapist that she was going to visit in Malawi. But the strange thing is that she was going to be in the States when she was going to be in Malawi. And the kind of thing worked out that Sylvia, the physical therapist, wanted to observe a physical therapy clinic in the United States, and somehow we got matched up. And the country of Malawi is 13 million people, and in the whole country there's only 22 physical therapists, and Sylvia is one of them. And she does a lot more than a physical therapist does here in the States. They have to do a lot of, they might be the only medical person the person will ever see. Since Malawi is so underserved, one thing that she does is that she supports students to go to Tanzania to get their degree in physical therapy in hopes that they would come back to Malawi and treat the people. It helps in two ways. It takes people off of being completely impoverished and gets them an education, and then brings them back to Malawi where they can serve more people. And she had a student in mind. Her name was Bladina, I believe was how she pronounced her name. And she was going to school in Tanzania, but the money, the dollar in Malawi is so undervalued that she was no longer able to afford her to go to her schooling, and she was in her last year, and it looked like she was going to have to come back to Malawi and sell vegetables with her family. So I kind of started with a letter writing campaign, and if you know me, asking for money is like asking me to eat a plate of Brussels sprouts while wearing a tie. Just terrible. I first sent it out to, I went to the physical therapy site and sent it to pretty much every school in the country that has physical therapy and asked for support that way. I also sent to a lot of MCC members and friends and family. One thing we were trying to do on top of collecting money, we were also trying to collect materials, physical therapy materials and books, that if someone didn't want to donate money, that they could probably donate books that they haven't used since graduation. That $100 is now up to $7,200. A noted physical therapist in Michigan, who I went to a course that he taught and was really impressed with him, let's send a letter to him. Within a week, I had gotten over $3,000 worth of DVDs that he instructed, and I've gotten physical therapy books, probably $2,000 worth of physical therapy books sent to me as well. I like to think that, it's not what God has done through me, I think it's what God has done in spite of me in some ways. In a lot of ways, I feel like Jonah in this situation, and this was kind of my Nineveh. While I'm starting to embrace it a little bit more, I think God has superseded it in the prayers of the people in Malawi who've been praying for me, and also for people in this congregation. God has rewarded greatly.